Immiserizing growth is a theoretical concept in international trade where economic growth in a country actually leads to a reduction in its national welfare, real income, due to a disproportionate and severe deterioration in its terms of trade, TOT. The concept was introduced by Jagdish Bhagwati and later extended by others, notably Harry G. Johnson and Richard A. Brecher and Carlos F. Diaz Alejandro, to different economic contexts. 1. Jagdish Bhagwati, the original immiserizing growth. Jagdish Bhagwati formalized the concept of immiserizing growth in 1958. His model focuses on the negative effect of export-biased growth on a country's terms of trade, the ratio of a country's export prices to its import prices. Core mechanism: Bhagwati's conditions. For a country's economic growth to be immiserizing, the following conditions must be met. 1. Extreme export-biased growth. The economic growth, due to factor accumulation or technological progress, must be strongly biased toward the production of the country's export good. 2. Large country assumption. The country must be large enough in the world market for its export good so that changes in its supply can significantly affect the world price. 3. Inelastic foreign demand. The foreign demand for the country's export good must be price inelastic. This means that when the country increases its exports due to growth, the world price must fall sharply to clear the market. 4. Severe terms of trade deterioration. The resulting loss in welfare from the drop in the export price, terms of trade effect, must be greater than the gain in welfare from increased output effect. In this scenario, the country is producing so much more of its export good that the world price plummets, and it has to export a much larger quantity to buy the same amount of imports as before. This leads to a lower consumption possibility and a net loss in real income, making the country poorer. 2. Harry G. Johnson, Immiserizing effect of tariffs. Harry G. Johnson, 1967, applied the concept of immiserization to the context of trade policy, showing that an optimal tariff, designed to capture some of the gains from trade, could also be immiserizing if it is set too high. Core mechanism: Johnson's conditions. Johnson demonstrated that a country imposing a monopoly optimal tariff, a tariff that maximizes the gains from trade for a large country, on its imports, could actually see its welfare decline if 1. The country's terms of trade improve, as expected from an optimal tariff. 2. The resulting distortion in domestic prices and resource allocation caused by the tariff is so severe that it overshadows the gain from the improved terms of trade. In this case, the welfare loss comes not from the terms of trade deteriorating, but from the excessive domestic distortion created by the trade barrier itself, which destroys more value than the TOT gain creates. 3. Brecher and Alejandro, Immiserizing effect of foreign capital. Richard A. Brecher and Carlos F. Diaz Alejandro, 1977, extended the idea to analyze the welfare effects of foreign capital inflow (FCI), specifically in a country with a pre-existing trade distortion, a tariff. Core mechanism: Brecher Alejandro proposition. Brecher and Alejandro showed that in a small tariff-distorted economy, foreign capital inflow into the protected import-competing sector can be immiserizing. The logic: 1. Tariff distortion. A tariff on the import-competing good causes its domestic price to be artificially high, making the protected sector artificially profitable and its production capital-intensive. 2. Capital inflow. New foreign capital is attracted to this artificially profitable protected sector. 3. Factor market disturbance. Since the economy is assumed to be at full employment, following a standard HO model setup, the inflow of foreign capital into the protected sector must draw domestic factors, labor and capital, out of the unprotected export sector. This reduces the size of the export sector. 4. Welfare loss. The reduction in the export sector's output is accompanied by the repatriation of profits on the foreign-owned capital. The national income, defined as the value of production minus repatriated profits, can fall. In fact, they showed that if the profits on foreign capital are fully repatriated, the inflow of foreign capital into the tariff-protected sector must reduce national welfare. This proposition suggests that foreign investment, when combined with domestic policy distortions like a tariff, can be a source of national immiserization.